Ready, action.
We got 16 dead. Triple that in injuries. No sign of the car.
Car, you sure it's not a truck?
Car. Somebody lost control.
He didn't lose control.
I wanted a show that was distinctive and haunting and beautiful without being visually style over substance, because the substance of this show are the characters.
Greetings, Detective. I hope this letter finds you well. I fear the opposite.
You've got the good guy, Bill Hodges, retired detective, and you have Brady Hartsfield, who's this really messed up guy, but he has his reasons for what he's doing.
Action! We start off with this massacre at a job fair. People are running, so the car comes at us and blows through the barricade. We then cut to 2 years later. Hodges has retired. He has let himself go.
The bad guy got away. That still torments Hodges.
16 people died. We're meant to just forget it.
I'm not. I'm still on the case. You're meant to forget it. You're retired.
His whole life was the job, and now there's a big void in him.
Hey!
Damn lucky you didn't break that window.
We apologize.
He was top guy in that department, and then that's gone. So this is where we find him. He's an absolute mess.
Ida, his neighbor, is upset by how he's going to seed and says, you know, you really have to find some purpose in your life.
You should mind your own business.
I never mind my business.
And he's contacted by this guy that he had never caught.
I believe I've been contacted by the Mercedes killer.
He's still out there.
He's trying to undermine me in a modern, technical, subliminal way. It's twin obsessions, really, one trying to take the other out, and all it does is reinvigorate him.
I'd like to know about this secret project of yours, Brady.
I'll tell you when the time is right.
Brady is one of those wallpaper people we see all the time and don't really give him the time of day.
Frankly, you come across as just plain weird.
And so it's like, boom, and blood starts coming out.
He's gifted from a technological standpoint.
Here you go, Mr. Tech Whiz.
He's got his dark sides, but there is an underlying humanity to him as well, albeit a tragic one.
Why is it you never had a girlfriend? I would think the girls would drip off you.
His mother and he have a really abnormal relationship.
Give Mommy a little kiss.
It's more like boyfriend and girlfriend.
He's tried to be the man of the house for his mother, who's completely off the grid as far as being on the planet.
He understands that taboo, and that's where part of his rage comes from.
Brady finds happiness in thinking about ways of creating incredibly violent acts.
Brady likes to push people, to play these mind games with people.
It's a turn-on for him, this whole idea of winding someone up.
Is it possible for a file to just disappear on its own?
I mean, yes, but you'd be talking some very high-end software. To think that a killer is coming at you through a computer, it's kind of terrifying because you never know where he's at.
The internet plays a part. There's all sorts of ways to get into people's minds. It has its sinister side.
This show really shows the truly dark side of that. It's not fantasy. It's entirely possible.
As Brady continues to contact Hodges, that begins the chess match.
Greetings, Detective. You failed.
I'm trying to figure him out. It's the hunter and the hunted, and that dynamic changes.
I want to come down there.
What? No.
This is my house.
He's not done. Brady is planning even bigger things.
What kind of monster do you think I am?
It's so surprising. I think Stephen King fans will be very, very happy.
There's a balance that's kept between the horror and the humanity.
This has some really dark elements to it.
The storytelling is great. The suspense is wonderful.
It's Stephen King writing about the monsters inside the people. It gets pretty dark and out there.
Every cop gets one they just can't shake. This is mine.
Adapting Stephen King can be pretty daunting. The takeaway for me in reading the book was the underlying humanity in many of these characters. First and foremost, Hodges.
I called Stephen up and said, the guy who's born to play Hodges is an actor I think you know named Brendan Gleeson.
I'm heading towards the car.
Yeah, of course.
And then I suddenly see that.
When they said Brendan Gleeson might play Hodges, I'm down on my knees saying, let this happen.
Ever notice everything is upside down on us?
Spoon's just got it figured out.
With all the best people involved, immediately my ears pricked up. It's all about the work. And when you get really talented people who are all about the work, there's nothing better.
Greetings, Detective. I hope this letter finds you well. I fear the opposite.
Harry Treadaway read for this, and he was just exceptionally subtle.
It's a very, very complicated role, the role of Brady. He's obviously got a few demons.
What kind of monster do you think I am?
He scares the living daylights out of me, and I think he'll scare everybody who sees it. He's terrific.
The idea of working on a character which Stephen King had written was exciting, and then when I read the book, it was brilliant.
Some of the richest components of the book were Hodges' interior dialogues with himself. It becomes a challenge how to unearth that filmically.
You should mind your own business.
I never mind my business.
So you need someone to poke to get some of these feelings out. Ida would be your Olympian poker.
Take a look at that.
Bryce, that's you. You're buck naked.
I look incredible. The minute I knew all the people involved, well, I thought this is just a no-brainer. It's wonderfully written. Brendan and I have very nice chemistry.
I'm just next door.
Yeah, thank you.
Working with Holland is a treat. She's an amazing character who presents me with easy and accessible and spectacularly inviting sex simply because of its convenience.
And what's he doing here?
We're having a party. Jerome's really cool. He's just full of humor, but at the same time, he's really focused and he's always down to help. What was on the file?
It's not important.
If it ain't important, then why are you so out of joint? Aside that being your normal personality.
Do you want me to smack you?
If you got homeowners, yeah.
Hodges is putting Jerome in danger, really, but he needs him, and Jarrell is seriously good.
You know what I'm thinking about?
No.
My next move.
We feel pretty blessed having Mary Louise Parker. To have her as a co-star, that's high caliber talent.
We both have vengeance on the brain.
Nothing wrong with a little vengeance.
Brendan and my character sort of find comfort in each other.
Janie becomes almost a sidekick of Hodges.
I think Stephen King fans will be very, very happy.
Holly, it's Jerome. You don't have to laugh at his jokes.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Holly. Holly has a hard time communicating with people, but now with Jerome.
Thank you. You're welcome. Holly's Janie's cousin. She's not the most social human being. So do you have a plan?
A plan?
To get him. I mean, we need to get him. When she learns that Detective Hodges is trying to figure out what happened, she feels like this is an opportunity to rise to the occasion.
That was excellent. Let's be on Mr. Brady here. Brady's boss at the discount electronics store. He finds Brady a little weird.
Sometimes you come across as just plain weird.
You don't get to say that.
It is my job to say it.
Without Brady Hartsfield and Lou Linklater, I have no business. So I have to put up with Brady's oddness and Lou's extreme insolence.
You were rude to a customer.
I wasn't rude. He was kind enough to give me grooming tips, so I returned the favor.
Brady and I took the same path of taking solace in our basements, doing computer stuff. We're rejects.
Take it from standing up. And you smiling, Kelly, is great. Kelly Lynch plays a woman who's damaged goods. And Brady and her live in this dysfunction together.
Feels like we never get to spend much time together anymore.
The idea that you meet these people along your life, the captain of the football team or the cheerleader. Deborah started out that way and ends up in this downward spiral. Her story is so tragic.
Let's do this.
People will feel very excited. The whole cast is really good.
It's really character-driven. It's quite an intense journey.
It's so surprising and disturbing.
They're all brilliant actors and characters. The team really pulled it off.
I am angry. Police aren't doing anything, but the idea that they might catch him a million times worse.
Why do you think?
Because I want to kill him. Ever notice everything is upside down on us?
Maybe that's how life is, hon. Spoon's just got it figured out.
You've got the good guy, Bill Hodges, retired detective.
He is a slob and a lazy boy with too many empty beer cans around him.
What, I wake you up? I keep forgetting you retired before I sleep all day.
And he's a guy who's disenfranchised from life.
He's a mess. He obsessed about his job to the extent that his marriage went bust.
I know it's late and it's been a while, but yeah, just missing you today.
He's a grumpy old lump in a very humane package. He doesn't ask to be liked, and yet you love him. He's not nice to anybody, and he inspires kindness in all.
Let's do this.
Hey, marker.
Action!
You need to find some sort of purpose. I'll leave it at that. Brendan Gleeson is one of the world's great actors. And what's he doing here?
We're having a party. Brendan, he's taught me so much. He's one of those guys who respects his work, who respects other people's work. And he makes it so easy to just have fun and not to feel like I'm really on this TV set.
I was gonna leave that. Leave you and you head off on your walk wherever you were going. Yeah.
I got you, Mr. Hodges.
When they said Brendan Gleeson might play Hodges, I'm down on my knees saying, let this happen.
We actually thought that principals mattered. Manners mattered.
I'll call the police, man. You call the police, man. They won't come, man.
Brendan, he's perfect for this character in that he's so emotional, but he really does have an amazing analytical facility.
Barbara thinks I've gone a bit weird over this case.
Have you?
A little.
Brendan Gleeson is the root of this show. The humanity, the complexity, the darkness, the humor that he brings to the screen is really, really a gift.
Where does this end?
With the case, when I get him.